Hello, welcome to Country Stitchers. It's Christmas in July. I'm Liz.
Hi, I'm Deb.
Cute hat. I like it. Oh. Very nice hat.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Ooh, goodies. Oh, thank you. Yum. Oh, these are different.
Good.
Too bad you're not here. But we would like to welcome our subscribers.
That's
And
actually really good.
also anybody who's new to our channel. Thank you for coming today. And I'm probably not going to get that out of her mouth through the rest of the video. These are really tasty.
You look cute and Christmassy. I look like Christmas threw up.
No, you don't. I love your Christmas snow chickens.
Want to see my ugly Christmas sweater? It's not ugly.
Now,
though.
does
It's
this
cute,
not
but
look like a beak on this? Not a carrot,
Yeah.
but a beak. To me, that Deb walked in and I said,
It
"Oh,
actually has
look."
like, oh, you can't see it, but it has like jingly jangly things.
Yes, sequins at the bottom that flash.
Oh yeah.
I don't call that ugly.
yeah.
That's attention getting.
Oh yeah. Oh, this will grab your attention.
I like it. Oh, and I did make my
Oh,
own
yeah.
earrings.
Oh,
Those are
they're
nice.
cute.
Yeah.
This is heavy. Can I take this
Yes,
off?
yes,
Okay.
please. Please. I would be distracted through the rest of the video.
Yeah, especially if it goes off again. Anyway,
We have a little something different today, as you can tell. And we're going to do Christmas in July after we do a little bit of our normal catch up with our comments. And Deb and I both have some discussion from our viewers.
yep. Yep. You want to?
You know what? You go with yours. I'm thinking, there it is. Or I can, either way.
I was eating my candy cane. Thank you so much to everyone who's subscribing and your comments and your likes. We just wanted to address a few people that said some things or had some questions. Kim Eastman, she wanted to know if we are going to Lancaster Fiber Festival. That's in August.
Yes.
We had talked about it.
That's at the convention center.
Yeah. We might be able to stop by just to kind of walk around, but I don't think we're not taking any classes.
No,
or
we're
anything,
not enrolled to do anything. Or
Yeah, but we might
band.
stop by. I think that'll be like a last minute decision.
Yeah,
So-
weekends usually are.
Yes.
And if it's not our guild weekend, because we definitely are making the guild weekend this time.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the dates again. I forget. We haven't talked about it in a while. So let me think here. Terry Forsyth, I hope I got your name right.
Looks like
She wants to know the name of the chart in the yellow mat that is back there. That's the Mother's Prayer quilt, and it is a
Rosewood Manor.
Rosewood Manor pattern. I got that from one of the catalogs that came in the mail, and it back then, because it was a long time ago I stitched it, it came with Ada and floss, and it just came as a kit.
Yep.
But you said you can still get the pattern? Okay.
I've actually still seen it kitted, but I think it was kitted in linen.
Oh, see, I would actually like to stitch that again and stitch it in my colors, in different colors, and then one linen. I think that'd be really pretty, because I love the saying. And stitching all
It
the
is
quilt
very
blocks.
pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty. MJ Perry, 1950, she would like to know more about your little bug eyes, your little clip-ons.
Oh, the ones I didn't wear today,
And
huh?
also Betsy S., she wants to know more about that too.
Those are just, they're called, I believe, Magna Eyes or Mag Eyes. When I bought them, believe it or not, a long time ago, they were not for sale in stores and in LNS shops, but they were sold on a senior aid site, is where I found them, believe it or not, online. And I bought them and wore them to the guild, and people were asking me about them, and the next thing I knew, there were several people wearing them, and maybe within 5 years, you couldn't go into a stitching store that you didn't see them, because they became so popular online. So your local needlework store should have them if they have any kind of a spinning needle gadget display somewhere or a wall. If not, just do a search online for magnification clip-ons, and they should come up at any of the stores or even the local needlework shops.
Alrighty. Lots of people wanted to hear about Ivan.
Oh,
So
I did notice that people had commented, and I am excited to tell the story about Ivan, and also a little bit about how I came to need Ivan. Through some of the comments and emails we received, there are a lot of people doing needlework who do it as a means of creativity, but also distraction and a way to get through some difficult parts of our journey. So I'll be happy to tell about that. And I think what we're going to do is do it as a segment in a future video. And I'd like to maybe show you some of the things Ivan actually does for me. So we're going to have to work out the details on how to do that. But thank you.
All right, cool. And a lot of people had lots of talk about the Distress It spray that I showed. A lot of people have used it. So anyway, a few people wanted to know where you get it. We actually did put the information, I think, at the last video, when the drop down at the last video. All the information is there, like where I picked it up. You can probably, I'm sure, get it many places.
Everything you need to get a hold of Liberty Cottage.
That's where I found it, right? But I'm sure, like I said, if you follow the Humble Stitcher on Instagram, her name is Sally Smith. She is one who made my little bead doll, and oh my goodness, she's so unbelievably talented. She used to have a quilting store, and she said she used to carry it in her quilting store, and she loved it. She said it was brilliant. She said that it looks darker when it's wet, but it will dry a little lighter. So if she wanted it darker, she would just spray it twice. Janet DeGuerdo, I hope I said that right. She has tried it, loved it. Pam has tried it, loved it. Sharon, a lot of you were using this and tried it, and you got some information also.
I did. A friend of mine, Linda DeRee, who also is a designer and instructor. You're going to hear more from us about her in the future. But she commented that she recommended that you try it out ahead of time on 2 test pieces, one dampened and one dry. I did warn her. I said, Deb has my piece eyed for the test
Just
job. But she said that you get a very different result.
That's cool.
When it's damp versus not, and you may like it one way more than the other. So definitely give that a try. And I liked her idea of doing it on a piece of linen that wasn't stitched first, and then maybe just put on a couple stitches and see what you think about applying it after you've stitched. So.
Yeah. Sally also did say, that reminds me, if you're spraying it after you stitched, obviously if you have any white thread in your piece, it's going to make the white look dirty. But I mean, I think that's the
nature of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, I'm excited to try it on your piece. So anyway, more information on that, and that was kind of cool that a lot of you either used it or knew about it. So that was neat. Okay.
All right.
Yep, I'm good.
I had 2 comments I wanted to share. They were really great emails that we got from people who are in the round robin, and I wanted to just read this these 2 emails from the email itself, because there's no way I could paraphrase it and have it be accurate. This one came from Caroline, and she says, "Hi Deb and Liz, I thought you'd enjoy this story about our little round robin group. There are 4 of us," and she names Dina, Kim, Victoria, and Caroline herself, and they live in Georgia. And I think I mentioned this group last week in Georgia. She said, "Dina and I already knew each other from various stitch meetups, so we were thrilled to be in the same group. Kim and Victoria I had never met. Well, last Sunday, our monthly Sampler Guild of Georgia had a meeting, and I'd been a member for a long time. There were a lot of people there and several new members. I introduced myself individually to several of the ladies. I had stitched my name tag on, and when I walked up to the one of the ladies and I said, 'I don't believe we've met yet.' She said her name was Kim Tipton. I told her my name. In that instant, we realized who each other was, and we both exclaimed, 'Are you Caroline? Are you Kim?' And then we knew, and we hugged each other on the spot and said how exciting it was to meet another lady in our round robin group. So we chatted for a long time, and it was such a fun surprise. Then yesterday, my monthly Hawk Run Hollow stitch along at my house, and I had invited Victoria to come to it. That's the, if you remember, the third or the fourth person in their group, the one she hadn't met. And since she's also stitching a Hawk Run Hollow piece, she said she'd be able to come to the August meeting, but not this one, since she had plans with her daughter. She said they'd be in Marietta, which is the town outside of the large metroplex. And she said, so I invited her and her daughter to just stop by if they had time. Well, they did. We already had 18 stitchers there at the house, and they came, and we hugged and became instant friends, and everyone was so excited to meet them. We even convinced her daughter to start cross-stitching.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yep. So then
We got to go to Georgia.
yeah, they had another real surprise. Kim is also stitching a Hawk Run Hollow piece. And so she says because of our wonderful round robin, she's made 2 wonderful new friends.
That's awesome.
Yep. And then
Wow.
we had another one. This one was nice. This one says, this one's from Rosalind, and she says, just a note to tell you both how much I enjoy your videos. I watch all of them, and I enjoy seeing your current projects. I've been inspired to start cross-stitching again after being away from it for a while. She said, your friendship is a delight, and she wishes us the best.
Oh.
And then we had one lady who is about to have, no, she just had carpal tunnel surgery, forgive me. And she's not sure how well she'll do stitching, so she had asked about my experience. And I told her how it went and how I stitched, but I had to make some changes and go from stitching in hand to using my frame. But she just sent another follow-up saying she was going to get started and see how it goes. So
Good, good.
we'll hope it goes well for her.
Good. And also, we, talking about sweet, sweet ladies in the round robin, we got some happy mail.
Yeah.
Betty Ulan, she sent us each a project bag that her friend Gina has actually made, and mine has birds on it and a little birdhouse charm, and Liz's has coffee on it.
Yep. Isn't that cute?
And they are so beautiful and well made. Thank you so much. She
Yes.
just wanted to send a thank you for the work that we put into the round robin, and that was very, very, very sweet of you, Betty. Thank
Yes, it
you. We
was.
will definitely be using these.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I like this mesh that it's made out of. That's really awesome.
It is. Very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, very well made. Thank you very much. So the round robin is awesome.
Keep
Just
stitching,
some
Betty.
Fun people.
Betty's actually moving right along on her piece.
Yeah?
Yep.
I love to see everybody's when they post it.
Yes. And just a reminder, if you're not participating in the round robin and you want to see what it looks like, maybe participate, should we do another one? Instagram, Country Stitchers RR, all lowercase. And you'll get to see everybody's piece and how they're progressing.
Yep. Yep. I got to keep eating my candy. I can't put candy down.
Well, at this point,
This is really good.
we're going to look at what you've been working on. You had something that was in progress? Here,
Yes.
you want me to just hold and you can nibble as you
Yeah,
work?
please.
You say when.
So I just wanted to show this one again because I had a bunch of people want to know about my color changes on this piece. This is the Serenity Harbor that I'm doing.
by the Bay Needleworkers.
Yeah, this will be the finished piece. Very long. Very
I
pretty.
almost brought the Winter's Cove,
Oh, I love that one too.
but
That's
it's not
beautiful.
actually Christmas, so I thought, nah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, I did some more work on this, and I will also let you know of my color changes that I did.
Now, do you have this posted on Instagram?
I don't. I have a picture of this. I did not. I
Not
was
your
getting
colors?
back to every. No, I
Okay.
should. I was getting back to everybody privately, but I did change my colors in the water because I wanted my water to look like movement. This is charted for all DMC, and I am still using a lot of the DMC, but my stem, my vine, I guess, around the outside, using a different color, and my roses and my water. Everything else then is still DMC. So for my water, the way that I get that two-tone look is Seafoam from Weeks Dye Works and Kentucky Bluegrass, Weeks Dye Works. The vine around the outside that I said, the green that I changed was Moss, and that is Weeks Dye Works. And for my flowers, the two pinks are Peony. Peony?
Peony.
Peony?
It just depends.
And Emma's pink. So those, everything else is DMC. Those were the ones that I decided to change. I've been working on that, and
Pretty.
I also got my round robin, my part of it finished. So I told my group I'd be sending it out as soon as I showed it. So I'll show you what I did. I wanted it to look kind of, my area to look kind of like a little sampler, Quaker sampler part. So this is my progress. Liz hasn't even seen this yet. That's my round robin progress. Uh-oh, hopefully you can see it
Evidently,
there.
all I'm going to get to see is the poster board.
I know, sorry.
I'm just kidding. I
Isn't
can
it
see
pretty?
I can see it.
So that's what I did. I did my my initials and my state initials or abbreviation in there.
And you took
Then
your
in the
motif from another pattern you had, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'll show you what I did with that. In the center then, over one, I stitched CSRR and the date. So all of my group then, they can just put their initials and their state abbreviation somewhere in their block. So that is ready
Can't
to
show the
go.
pattern. Do you
No,
have a
I
color
won't show the
picture?
pattern. I was going to show the front of it.
You got a color picture of it? Cool.
Yes. So if you guys remember, I actually finished this Quaker and Quilts pattern. And I love the Rosewood Manor booklets because you get so much more than just the pattern.
Bonuses.
Yeah, exactly. So many bonuses. So I found everything for my Quaker motifs here in this little area. Everything was in here. In different places in here, but everything was taken right out of here.
You just compiled what you
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah. I just kind of figured how I wanted it to fit, and once I figured out the placement of everything, I just went ahead and put my motifs in there. So I also omitted a few of my colors because I really like just all these colors together. I'm taking out my pinks. I had like two different pinks, a darker kind of red pink and then a pink.
I like that.
And I took out the white. And I just like all of these together. So these are the colors I'll be sending. So anyway, that's my round robin.
And I'm hearing from people too,
part of
Deb, that as they're going along and choosing their motif, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They're actually recreating color patterns and
Yeah.
things like that, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. All of the different fabrics that people are using.
Yep.
That is so cool.
It is.
I do have a few more things to do here. See how I put a straight stitch on that? But I have to do this one because it was inside the frame. And then these over here.
I also noticed on Instagram that some people are doing one variegated color for their entire
Yeah.
border. That's a
Yes.
very different look.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That is so neat how every single person's looks completely different. Yeah.
And I'm going to borrow the
Very
block letters from, I think it's Barb who did them on hers. There you
Hi,
go.
yeah.
Come up for air. I like the lettering that she did, and I was about to go in the craft room and look for my alphabet folder and find an alphabet to use. And then I saw hers on we have a message thread running. And I thought, ooh, I like hers. So I think my lettering will look just like hers in the center because we're going to do the CSRR and the date.
Did you see some of them are putting the extra block on the outside of the legs? And that's where people can put their initials. Did you see those? It's really clever.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'll have to look. I did. That doesn't come to mind,
Yeah,
so no,
yeah,
I didn't see it.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
So
All right.
That's
Well,
what I've been doing.
we're gonna change up. Did we? We're gonna change up the timing on Gadget Corner today, and we're gonna end the normal section here with our gadget. This gadget is I had done a little mock-up with a friend of mine and my husband's named Ron, and he's working on a little block that's a little different than this, but when Deb and I got together, she'd been wanting to do something like this, and so her husband got this created for us.
You got it with your hand?
Yep. And it is a display for scissors, unique scissors and fobs. And it's just perfect for the height of the peyote fobs or almost any
Yeah.
fob. These tend to be longer. So you can display it with your favorite scissors if you have some antique scissors. These are tiny scissors and
Yeah.
they fit in there too. So it's not something you're going to easily send in the mail to someone,
Right.
but
Right.
it is just gorgeous, and Matt did an awesome job. Matt is a carpenter by birth and a and a executive in construction work by trade. So this
he
is
would,
something
yeah,
he does on the weekends.
Yeah, yeah. And he would, like Liz said, you could. This is a nice solid piece of cherry.
Yep.
But
And the trick, Ron's first one for me, the prototype that I told him about, he did a little bit of an over drill with his drill press, and my scissors move too much and go down too far, so the fob on my prototype is too deep in the block. So my fobs, I mean the scissors are too deep, so my fobs actually hit the table surface.
yeah,
So we're going to alter that in the one that he made. But this is just exactly the right width for the scissor and depth. So
yeah. And we had talked about this too. You could dress this up any way you want. We could actually stitch a design in a border
Yep.
and put it on here. You could wrap ribbon around here, lace. You know, I mean, I like it just the way it is because I just want it to show, the, like Liz said, the beautiful fobs.
Yep.
But it's an idea. It's a way to display
Yep.
all your scissors.
You can't see it, but he put the little felt pads on the bottom of this one.
Yeah.
To keep them from marring the surface of anything.
Yeah.
So, gadget corner, not something you're going to put in your sewing kit, but something that might dress up your craft room. Set this down here.
All right.
All right. Well, now we've come to our Christmas in July portion. And you're probably going to guess by the time this is over that this is the season I tend to buy patterns for and stitch for. It's probably the thing I have most of for display in my home for stitching is my Christmas cross stitch. So, here's one piece that I did. This one's a little special to me. I had done this originally as a gift for my mom. I stitched it when she was in her treatment for breast cancer. I started it when she had her biopsy done and then finished it when she had finished her treatment, and I gave it to her for Christmas. She liked bunnies. This is a pattern by Gloria and Pat. It's taken from Pricilla's Babyland, this pattern book. And it's just adorable. Now I did it over, I believe it's Closter. Yes, and I made it large. But in here, of course, they do it on anything from 14 to 32 count, and it's very small. You can make it into an ornament if you wanted to. So that was that piece. And then this next one I actually started when my father was battling his cancer. And this one, let's see how far back I have to get. There we go. This is a Diane Arthur's pattern. And I just loved it. I played around. I think I started this how many times? 3 different times maybe. The first time I was using a flower thread that I really liked, but I didn't care for it in this pattern. It was too busy, the variegation, and the colors were too distinct. So I started again, and I was using, it's Japanese silk called Color Wash, and it's variegated. And the first time I started it, I had gotten maybe this first section here done, showed it to Deb, and we both decided, no, not enough. So I took it out. I think I was using 3 strands at that point, and I took it out, and I think we ended up going to 4, didn't we? 4 strands on it. So
Yeah, it's so pretty.
I liked it. And this, I wanted to put in a couple pieces too that aren't on linen to give you an idea of the difference. This is done on Ada, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And
Want me to
it's
hold it
one of the
closer?
Ada, sure. It's one of those Adas that are over-dyed, like we were talking about last week when we were talking about all the different things you can get now for stitchers who prefer to stitch on Ada. And that one went very quick. I think I started this one in maybe June, and I had it framed for Christmas, so it didn't take long.
And what was the pattern called?
Oh, it's called Bethlehem, I believe, and it's by Diane Arthurs. I could not lay my hands on the pattern when I was looking for it, so I'll just verify
It's
the
really
title,
pretty.
and I'll refer to it along with the other links in our description box. And you had a frame piece too, right?
Yes. We actually took a class in Lancaster. This was, the
When we
class
met.
was actually back in 2009.
Yep.
Yes. Oh,
Good timing.
yes. Let's stop that.
Yes,
And
this
let's-
is for people who are new to our channel, a section we call our subscriber tribute, where we give away something to someone who's subscribed to our channel as a thank you for watching.
Yes, and thank you very much to everyone.
Yes.
So since it's Christmas in July, you're going to get lots of goodies today.
Yes.
So we have to open our present to see who it is that won. And it is Catherine D. I'm thinking, oh, I can't see. So, Catherine D., you will be getting some, of course, Christmas patterns. So, the Pattern of the Month series. There are 3 of them here from Stoney Creek. This is the Peace on Earth. And then Joy to All. And one that says Christmas.
And the remainder of this series is still available on the Stoney Creek website.
I'll show you that. So if
If
you
you-
wanted to purchase the rest of them.
Or even, I bought these 3 initially because I had in mind doing them as just ornaments.
Yeah. I like
so
them separate like that.
If you like them put together and you want to add to them, you can go online.
Then there is a Mill Hill kit. Star. And you get everything to do that ornament. And there is a snowman quilt ornament. And lots of ornaments.
I really like that quilt ornament.
Yeah, that's really cute. And it comes with the snowman charm also. The snowman is on that tree right there. And then you get the cute Christmas pets patterns. So, Merry Christmas
Yes.
in July.
And enjoy stitching your ornaments in your kit. If you haven't done a Mill Hill kit, this is a nice size to start with. It doesn't take a long time to finish.
Yeah.
And they're fun. You can do multiple things with them. You can put them in a little frame. You can put a magnet on the back, put them on the fridge or a magnet board, and you can even put a pin like you buy in a craft store on the back and pin them to something else that you've created, whether it's fabric or stitched or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So,
so
Catherine D.,
yes,
get a hold of us.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. So, yes, this was a class we took. This is a Stoney Creek pattern.
This was the first year we met, in fact. I was registered for this class when I met Deb,
Yeah.
and then we were comparing notes, and we both said, oh, let's take the class together.
Yeah. And I love that snow globe. And you, in this pattern, you use beads, you use metallic threads, and then, of course, at the bottom, you have all of your pulled thread work. But someone who didn't want to do the whole bottom piece, you seriously, just stitching the top part, the snow globe, would be beautiful. It is so pretty. I mean, it really does give the effect that you are looking into a snow globe.
It is.
So
It's
pretty.
gorgeous.
I don't know if it comes across that way, you know, on film, but with all of the metallic threads in there, it's so pretty. So that is that. We will do a little bit of research then to see if we can still get, if you can get this pattern.
We've looked on Stoney Creek, but I'll look to see if it's printed again in outside of their class for purchase, and I'll answer that question in the description box for you.
Okay. So I have that, and then this is too cute. My good friend Liz, one time for Christmas, this was in, did you stick this in like a stocking or something?
I think it was in a little stocking I made for you.
Yeah, but this is so cute. She took the design off of another design, right?
One of the sled designs.
Yeah, with perforated paper. This is a match box kit. It still has matches in it.
Deb and I like Yankee Candle, and so
But look, she put a
I
cute
decorated
little,
her Yankee Candle
yeah,
match box.
put a cute little perforated paper design on that. Isn't that adorable? It's so itty bitty tiny.
That was fun to do.
Yeah, that is too cute. Then one year for, I think this was actually for my birthday. You gave this to me. She did the stitching. No, it was down at the beach. What on one of our retreats? Didn't you give it to me down there?
I might have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look how cute this little snowman is on the top of an adorable
I know I gave
basket.
it to you before Christmas because I wanted you to have it for the
Yes.
holiday.
Isn't that adorable?
And I'm just going to
Look how
say
cute.
I had so
And look at
much
his
fun
nose.
figuring out how to attach that because there were
Yeah.
no instructions.
No?
Nope. I just had the pattern. And I got the basket was one of my Hirschner stash acquisitions.
Isn't that cute?
That pattern I had from a magazine for the basket top, but I found the baskets at Hirschner's
love
in their
that basket.
sidewalk sale.
Ooh, nice.
So
Yeah, that is so cute.
it was fun.
So those are.
That was a Lori Birmingham pattern, by the way.
Oh, the snowman? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. What about the pattern where this came from?
That I think you have the pattern
It's in here
for the
somewhere?
sled. We'll get to that one.
Okay.
Trying to think of what else I
Okay.
have here. I have.
Do you have any more finishes? Christmassy finishes?
I believe I do. I do. Yes. Here they are now. They've just arrived.
Oh yeah.
I set it down there, my basket down there because I had to get to it. This was a Lizzie Kate series that was a limited edition. It's a scissor fob.
That's
It's a
pretty.
winter scissor fob. And then the scissors were made by Kelmscott for this particular pattern.
I love how you did that edging on there. That's it, with the pins
I
pushed in.
I
and the
love
ribbon.
that finish look.
That is too cute.
It's so cute on any kind of ornament.
Yeah,
Now,
it really is.
These, this particular piece is real simple. It was a Lizzie Kate ornament in one of the Just Cross Stitch Christmas ornament magazines. And I was trying out my hand at what things looked like on different count and how it made them appear if I did the same pattern on multiple counts. This was the regular like 28 count linen. I did it over 2, and I was also trying out this easel fold finish for the back of it, just so that I could stand it out at the holiday. And so that was the ornament.
That's cute.
And I will say that the one I did that was over 1 on linen was really cute. And I think I did finish that one as an ornament. So anyway, this is very easy to do. This is like a file folder thickness of cardboard under the fabric. This is just fabric here. And then I made the cord out of the same colors that are on the front. So that was fun. This is, you'll recognize this probably as another Lizzie Kate pattern. It's Merry Christmas on the bird. The front is one and the back is the other.
Cool.
Yeah, that was fun to do. And everything came in the kit. The linen and the buttons and the beak. This was, I believe, what was this pattern? This might have been Cecilia Turner, I believe. Or maybe a Bent Creek, one of the two. It was a long time ago. I did it on this Zweigart fabric. Graziano, I think, is the name of that gingham type of fabric. And I had the little pillow to finish it in. And then this is a very Pennsylvania Dutch pattern. It was, I believe, from one of the Jeremiah Junction magazines, if I'm not mistaken, that used to be published here in Pennsylvania. And I thought it would be pretty just as an ornament. So I took this section out of the pattern. It was a longer sampler. And I made it just a hanging ornament. I just loved the sort of country look to it.
Yeah, is that Ada?
Yes, this was
Cute.
done on. No, wait a minute. I think this might be. This is Tula. That little larger size fabric. It's I think 10 count Tula, and it's very similar also to Betsy Ross. Both of those are very similar.
Cute. I like your little beads on the outside too.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Pretty.
did finish the edge of that with
Yeah, that's cute.
the beads. I don't know.
Very cute.
I don't know if you can tell looking at it from that perspective, but
Yeah.
then this ornament I did not stitch. It was given to me by a friend in our guild, and it was a Mary. Just a minute. E. Bloom. Mary Levitt E. Bloom, I think. The lady who does lavender and lace patterns. It was a pattern of hers, I think.
It's cute.
That was, I thought it was just adorable.
Yeah,
I was trying to
that is
remember
pretty.
how long ago, but it's been a while since she made that. This was a Mill Hill ornament. The first one I did, beaded, and I just put felt around it. You can tell goes back a ways. A little cockeyed on the felt and the fabric, but puts a date on it. And this my mother bought me. She was always buying me things that were kind of more of a puzzle to put together. I really liked the finish. At first when I saw it, I thought, well, that'll be
she
interesting.
didn't buy that finished. You did that, didn't you?
I finished it.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
bought me the kit. It's
Yeah.
in Mill Hill.
Right, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked the way it looked finished, but when I saw the kit, I thought, I don't know if I'll actually ever stitch the whole thing. And once I got started, I couldn't stop because
Yeah.
it was just an invitation to try to get there at that point. So
That's
anyway,
pretty.
and they had them in different colors. I think she got my sister, who also stitches, a different one, but I don't think
I remember when you were
she's-
working on that.
Yeah, I don't
That's so
think
pretty and
Nick's
different.
done hers yet.
Very
So,
different.
Anyway, those are my finished ornaments that I grabbed to bring along. I do have other ones, but they're probably down in all of the Christmas things packed away because these are just the ones I had hanging out in my craft room. Oh, this is another piece I did when I was playing with the What Does It Look Like in Different Counts. This is by JBW, Jane Whitman, and it was her Christmas tree. And this is, I think, over 1 on 28 is the way this turned out.
pretty.
And I just put that in a little stand-up plastic frame that I had just to keep it out of harm's way.
Are you going to make that into an ornament?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
pretty.
And I have a larger size than this that I did over 2.
Oh, okay.
So
Very
that
pretty.
was fun. Yeah.
Do you want me to grab your finish back there?
Oh, yes, I
Yes.
forgot about that.
We have our-
Thank you.
Christmas decor back.
Yes, you might have noticed we decorated.
Oh, the tree back there, if you can see that lighted tree that this was sitting next to, that is so easy to do. They have those trees. It's just wood cut out at AC Moore or Michaels, and the holes are already drilled in the tree, and you just get a strand of lights, and you can paint your tree. I did that one in green and crackle paint, but they're very simple and easy to do. And then you can just wrap a piece of, I don't know, greenery or something around it, and voila.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hang ornaments off of it too.
Yes, I was going to say it looked like you could.
Yeah.
This, I wish I could remember off the top of my head the name of the
Oh, here.
company that did this, but the
This is so
pattern
cute.
comes just on one stock card, and it's very easy to stitch. And of course, the big part of it is buying the woodwork that's done, and you insert your pattern in. And I had done the pattern, but I had not bought the carolers. And again, this was one of those stash acquisitions that came from Hirschner's sidewalk sale. I was walking around there and looking, and it caught my eye, and here they had it. These, when they came out, they weren't inexpensive. They weren't prohibitive, but not inexpensive. And I think I got this one for close to $7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and I saw it, I thought, oh, do I still have that pattern, or did I get rid of it?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, turned out I still had it.
Yeah, that's cute. Very cool.
And Salty Yarns has a little snowman that I had the pattern to that was done by Stitches in Time, or a Stitch in Time, which is a shop that was north of here that closed, but they also put out their own patterns. And I had stitched that snowman as a gift and given it away, and then I found the same snowman at Salty Yarns,
Oh, did ya?
but I can't find my pattern, so
I just wanted to show you this a little closer. So yes, you can just buy this wooden tree, unpainted, at AC Moore or Michaels, it comes pre-drilled with the holes, and all you do is just weave the lights.
Does it really?
Yeah, weave the lights in the back, and it has the exact amount of holes too for the light set. I forget if it's 25 or 50 on here, but then you can just paint it. I just painted it green, and then I did like some gold crackle, if you can see that up close, gold crackle on it, and
It's got to be 50.
just wrapped a piece of garland around it. You could do anything. You know, you could really go to town. I didn't want to make it too Christmassy because I kind of leave this out all winter. But you could paint it whatever color you want, and then when your lights go bad, you just, you know, make it so you can just take your lights back out and replace them.
You have 2 strands.
Yeah.
So they probably are
25,
25 because I counted the top and that's 25 to here.
Oh,
So.
okay, okay. Because when my 50 strand went out, I didn't have a 50.
Okay.
I only had 2 25s.
Oh, well, that's, hey, it worked.
That's why I had to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, these are really, we made a few of these one year for Christmas gifts too.
Nice idea.
So, yeah. All right. I think that's all to finish this.
Well, I actually had some, ouch.
My
Just
sweater
double
makes
checking.
noise as I walk.
Okay.
Look, this tells you how old the sweater is. Look at these shoulder pads.
What's that go back to? The 80s?
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to play holiday football. I mean, look, feel that.
I think you
Feel
should
that cushion. These suckers are big in there. My goodness.
That's
Yes.
funny. I actually
Back to the
had
shoulder
suit
pad days.
jackets with those in them back in the 80s.
Oh my gosh,
I
remember
was
when
at
you
work.
had to wear, like, sometimes if you had a jacket on and a shirt or something that had them, and then you were like
Yeah.
walking around like this?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I pulled them on the shirts,
Oh,
but I kept them in the jacket.
anyway, yeah.
Oh. Well,
My daughter saw me this morning. Got dressed in the closet, and she's like, Mom.
where are you going today, Mom? I can just see McKenna's face.
I should go pick Logan up at work in this sweater. Oh, and the hat. I should wear the hat.
Oh, man.
That is a good idea.
Think he'll talk to you again?
No.
No. Do you have anything that's in process, Christmassy?
Yeah, I do. I wanted to show you. It's Glendon Place. It is Ornaments all around.
Or Glendon Place?
Oh, that. It's not a matter of if I will screw up. It's just when and how often. That's all.
Screw up. It's just,
No, I'm glad you're here to.
she's not a name person for designers. They go in and out, and
Nope.
so
Yep.
we walk through a store, and she says, "Who is that person right there? We do that. Don't we have one of those designs? Who is that?"
Yeah.
And it's written right on there, but she doesn't see that. She sees the pattern. So
I'm focused.
yeah, definitely.
So this is the pattern. It is beautiful. Oh, and this is so much fun to stitch. I'm about halfway finished. It has lots of beads in it and lots of metallic thread. Like, here's all of the colors of metallic thread. Lots of beads in this, lots and lots, but man, is it fun to do. It's all DMC color. So because that's good, because you gotta buy the beads and
They do have bead packs. Some of the LNSs have
okay.
pre-packed the things that go with some of these ornaments all around, and that's a nice way to get it.
Yeah. This, I actually have it on the frame that the round frame that I showed you my punch needle on, because this pattern fits perfectly and I don't have to move it. I can stitch the entire thing on here and not have to move it, which is great because I finish each ornament before I move on. I do the beads, I do the metallic threads, all that, and I know a lot of people don't. They'll wait and save their beads till last. So this is what I have finished so far, and that's my little, it was just a needle minder made out of a button. The center, right in through here, there's going to be this big snowflake charm. It's gold, and you can see all the beads. It is so much fun. And my little scissor minder up there, the sleigh. But that's what I have done so far. And this fabric is, oh, what is this? I think it is awesome.
It's
Fabric.
not what they called for, though.
It's not, is it? Shoot.
This is either,
No, because they called for a 28 count crystal relic.
this is like antique.
Hmm.
This is either antique almond. I think it's a Belfast.
I forget what color it is though.
I'll have to see if I still have the tag for my fabric in mine.
Yeah. Do you have the same fabric?
I think so.
Okay.
In
All right.
fact, isn't that one of those big pieces I bought that we split?
I picked this out one time when we went. Was it Saltillo? I forget when it was.
Then maybe
But-
mine isn't the same.
It might be. I don't know. Because, you know, a lot of times you're like, wait, Deb, what are you stitching yours on? And you'll
Right.
grab the same thing.
Yeah, but
It might be. You might have it.
I'll
But
have to see. I'll check.
I love it. I love the color and I love the modeling in this piece. I think that's really pretty. So, working on that. And this piece here, this is called December 25th. It is by Mosey and Me. Santa. And this is what I have finished so far. I stopped him because working with this whisper kind of gets on your nerves.
Shh.
I like it,
Whisper.
but yeah, I just had to take a break from it.
Yeah.
So his whole beard is done in that whisper, and then you can use like the Bunco brush to really make it look fuzzy. But like I said, it was getting on my nerves a little bit, so I need to get back into it and finish it because it is pretty darn cute.
And I hear somebody's wheels spinning. They're going, what's a Bunco brush? It's a tool that's used when you want to fray your threads or bring up something like that to a higher depth. It's just a small,
Like wire.
it's
almost.
like a small sleeve on the back that you can put over your fingers. And then
Yeah.
it has metal teeth that come out and go at an angle, almost like a horse curry. And you just
Wait, a
brush
what?
it like a horse curry.
What's that?
That's a horse brush.
Oh,
It has little fingers on it. They have curries
that's
that
cool.
have edges like a saw, and then they have curry brushes that have like little long prongs on
Okay.
them. But
This is that whisper thread that I was just telling you about. So it looks hairy to begin with. It's really cool. It's really fun. It gives a neat texture and look and everything. It just, for me, it can be annoying sometimes to stitch with. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I wanted to show you also, I finished my, the basket that I showed last time. I didn't care for the purple going around the top of it, so I went ahead and rubbed some antique wax, like the dark brown antique wax, on the upper part of the basket. So I was happy with the way that turned out. And these are the colors in the Santa December 25th that I just showed you. Really, really pretty. Really pretty colors. That's silks in there. That's probably another reason why I put him away and haven't worked on him. Those are, most of those are Belswell
okay.
silks. And in the winter, I cannot stitch with silks. My hands are too dry.
Okay.
So, yes.
I forgot a finish because I didn't have this one framed, but for those people who their stitching enjoyment comes on Ada, I had been going through my bins, and this was a seasonal band sampler done in a Leisure Arts magazine that was out back in the 80s, 90s. And
see.
I did all but I've done all but the summer is still in process
Oh,
on the bands. But this is the Let It Snow
cool.
holiday Christmas one. And
Pretty.
I enjoyed doing these. These were fun. I like band samplers. That's one of my favorite type of samplers to do. So anyway, I forgot I had
Very
that
cool.
tucked up there. And I'm not sure how I'll finally finish that. I think it depends on whether I want to put them all up at the same time, and that's probably why I haven't done it yet, because I haven't decided that
Okay.
answer to that question. I had a couple things that were in process
Oh, this is
for
pretty.
the holiday. This is one of my
Yeah.
bigger pieces. It's by Bygone Stitches, and it's Quaker Christmas. They have, those of you who like these types of pieces, they have more than one of these. They have Quaker Christmas 2. Actually, I'll just leave this folded. You don't need to see the blank fabric. But that's the corner I have done. The thing that's different about this, though, is that they've called for DMC floss, and I decided I actually wanted to do it in flower thread. So you'll see I have 3 colors. There's the green, then there's this sort of mauve. It's my option to their burgundy. And then there'll be a gold that comes out farther along in the pattern.
That's
And
so pretty.
when I calculated it, I had to be careful because what they called for was they used crescent colors, and they had 20 skeins of balsam fir as the predominant color. And I thought, I really don't want to do that in balsam fir crescent colors. I wanted it to have a bit of a sort of an antiquated look to it, and I had just found a website that still had flower thread from DMC. So I had to do the calculations to convert from the size and the amount of thread you get on a skein versus what comes on the flower thread, since you don't divide it. But when I finished and I got partway into this, I started to get nervous because I thought, what if I miscalculated and I get down to the just that last corner and I don't have enough. So I went online a few months ago and did a search and found someone in Canada who still had flower thread in those colors, and I ordered another batch of skeins, and then I recalculated everything and found out I had more than enough, so I was happy about that. But these are actually the 3 colors that that get used in this. And while they're not variegated at all, when you stitch with them, they do have sort of a different look.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yep, just the nature of the flower thread, it does look
Wow,
a little different
really
as it goes
does.
through.
That's cool.
Yep, so that was fun, that piece. I like that one. Then I have a Lizzie Kate piece that I'm working on. It's one of her multi, what would you call that? It's just a bunch of little small patterns that she does. This is the first one in this series of patterns that go into it, and it's just Merry Christmas, and that's the finished look if you do it all together. And on some of these she'll have a border out online, and this is one of them. You can do the border all the way around, and I need to, my goal was to keep working on this and have this one done by the holidays and get it framed, because there's not a lot left. I've gotten to the center part above the word Christmas. And they do go quick.
That's cute. Pretty colors too.
And the funny thing, those colors look like the 3 colors that are in my Quaker thing, don't they? The green, the mauve, and the gold, or the red burgundy.
Pretty.
Yep. But these are
Very cool.
I think these are weeks. Let me double check. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they're all weeks. Then I had a little different piece. This was done in our guild out in Illinois, and I'll explain why it's not completed yet. But I bought the kit for our Saturday Stitchers, and while I was working on it, I thought, why does that look so funny?
That is beautiful.
I got this far on it. I loved it because of the perforated paper being
Yeah.
overdyed like that. But I kept looking at the front of this, thinking how strikingly detailed it looked and how clear. And I was looking at mine and thinking, why does that look funny? Then, as I got closer, here, this particular piece of perforated paper, all of the holes weren't punched through. So there were sections where there were no holes, and they weren't necessarily sections I was going to stitch. So I wrote to the people that manufacture the paper. I think it, and I described it for them and sent them a picture. And they sent me a fresh piece. So I was torn. Do I finish this or start again? And I think I'll probably end up just starting again, but then maybe down the road just finishing the second one as a gift for somebody or something. But and I did over time take my needle and pop out some of those little holes.
This is cute.
This one is one of my favorites. I really like the color palette. These are all
I do too.
DMCs. And this was a stitch along. I found it online, and I think when I saw it
Oh, that's
advertised,
pretty.
can you slide
Wow.
that pattern out for me?
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
out of the.
Just this?
Yep.
Okay. Want me to show?
Sure.
Do you want to see it?
I like that. This is Jardine Prevey, and
That is so cute.
I did a different fabric than she did. I did mine on a metallic fabric, and I like it both ways. But I had this in my stash, and I like the colors. I like the way they appear on here too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gives it a little different look. So I'm having fun with that one, and I'd like to finish this one. I kind of used this as a two-fold day, because I went through and picked out the ones I want to work on between now and the holidays, and see if I can get them done as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So
What
that
count
would be
fabric is that again?
fun. This is 28.
Cute.
Yep, and I'm just doing it over 2.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Um,
That's cute.
does that look like? No, that's not Lagana.
Very pretty.
Thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Now this next one goes back to a retreat Deb and I went to in Nordic Needle in Fargo. I picked up a pattern they had for a biscornu because I had only made the one that I showed you out of the linen threads before, and I really liked this, and I liked the look of the threads they used, and there's a lot of hardanger on it, so I thought, well, that's appropriate because Nordic Needle just Roz did such beautiful hardanger work, and that was her pattern. So I started it, and I was just thrilled with how it was going. You gotta thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Sometimes I have trouble seeing the front from the back on
Wow. That means your stitching is very good.
this. Very good hardanger. Well, I have to tell you that I started this and I got this far and I thought, wow, I need more thread. Why didn't they tell you you needed that many skeins? Then I looked, and here I had stitched this whole thing using 2 threads.
Oh, and you were only supposed to use one?
I was only supposed to use 1.
Yeah, but I like it though.
I did too.
I like
so
that. I like that.
I decided that I needed to just get more thread
Yeah.
and start the second one. So I did. I picked up the extra thread and started the next.
Is that only 2
half.
colors?
It's 1. That's
One
actually,
color.
That's what I fell in
This
love
really
with.
is that whole thing is variegated.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's
Yep.
awesome.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah. That's really very, very pretty. What color is that called?
Where's the little thing I took it out of? I can't.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Somewhere there's
Your
a.
thread was sticking to my candy cane.
Uh-oh. I'll have to wash it off. Where did I hand
It's
you
not
the?
sticky, though.
Did you take this out of
It was laying right there.
a slip cover? Remember you?
This was laying right there.
No. When you pulled the pattern. Oh, you pulled the other pattern out for me.
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't touch that one.
you? Well,
I didn't
somewhere
do it.
there's thread for this. It's not Needle Necessities. It's Threadworks. That's who it is. And the color should be listed right here. Threadworks Pearl Cotton number 8.
It's very pretty.
Should be a color. Oh, kit includes, but I bought the other. I bought the other skein. Somewhere it must tell you. Anyway,
Very pretty.
Roz made this pattern, and I'm sure it's still available. It's called Victorian Biscornu, if you're having interest. And that one will be easy to finish and get up on the up on the tree or up on my other tree that holds my stitching. These next 2 things have sort of a family historical value, and they were in with my mother and grandmother's stitching after they passed away. And I had collected some of these pieces, so I actually have the frame that goes with this Friendship Collection pattern. These are from a local designer in this neck of the woods, Wanda Zellers, and she makes these little beads. They're not beads actually, though. They're more of a little sculpture of people and things that go on her patterns. They're very unique. And my mother, I believe, is the one who stitched this one. And she stitched on Ada And so I don't have a lot left to do to finish that, to put it in the frame. So I'm hoping to get that done. And then I'll pass that on to my granddaughters.
Aw.
So that'll be fun. And I actually do still have the complimentary pieces that go with that. There was a whole village done. Oh, it's on the
Yeah.
cover. It had
That's neat.
like a toy store and a bakery and someplace with the reindeer, I think, too. But it was really fun. And the shop that I bought that in is no longer in business. It was here in Lancaster locally. But
Yep.
that was fun. And this last one was something that my grandmother did, and she did this for all of her grandchildren. She had 8 grandchildren, and she made us each a set of 6 ornaments one year. And every year she made us something different. But this pattern was her pattern booklet. All of us had these original pattern booklets because we were all shopping at the store at the same time, and Grandma and Mom and my older sister and I all were out on a needle shop cruise, and Grandma took it to the next level and decided to make everyone in the family these sets. So she was so organized. She had gone out and shopped for all of the lace that would finish off the outside, and she had yards of that in different colors. And then she had picked out all of her fabric, and she had pre-cut and pre-folded all of the pieces that get, pinned onto the styrofoam balls. And then she went so far as to combine all of the pieces that she folded and the ribbon. I think I'll take it out and show you. It'll be easier. She stitched the front and back of the little folded star ornament. Then she combined it in an envelope with the colors of the fabric that she was going to do. And then she put the 1/4-inch silk ribbon in with that, and she tucked all of it into envelopes. And then when she got all of the stitching and the little fabric pieces together, then she stacked these envelopes in a box and had them all together to put them together for everybody. And it was so much fun. And this is what it looks like in its first stage of stitching.
Very cool.
So that was fun.
All right. Neat.
And would you do a favor for me? Would you mind getting me the cord? We have a little technical issue here. I forgot to plug the cord into the phone that we're recording with. And we don't want to lose this at this point in our broadcast. Can you get it? Thank you, Deb. At this point, we're kind of through with what was in progress with our stitching. And again, thanks for bearing with me on the Grandma and Mom show there. And we have some patterns that are patterns that we really like, and we thought we'd share. It was really hard to narrow it down to a few, but I think I'll just show you quickly.
Oh, you're going first?
How about I just clear these off so I don't knock them off the back of the table.
I'm going to keep eating.
Okay, snack away. I really do like some of these little Mill Hill kits. I have one that I actually left back at the other craft room, but this is a component, like part of the series for the one that's still there. And these, I'll give you a little tip that I learned a few years back. If you have trouble or don't care to stitch on perforated paper, for heaven's sake, switch it up. Stitch these on a piece of natural linen or natural raw Aida, whatever color you like that mirrors the perforated paper. Example, this is stitched on white perforated paper, but the truth of the matter is it's almost full coverage. Every stitch covers that whole piece of paper when you're done. So if you do it on the easiest fabric you like to work on, you're going to get the same results. And the stitching is probably quicker. I have a frame made for perforated paper, and maybe we'll look at that in Gadget Corner one day. But that makes it very quick to stitch on. It's very difficult for me if you try to hold a large piece of perforated paper
Oh, yeah.
and stitch on the paper.
Yeah.
So I like the frame.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to show your books real quick and then we'll
Sure.
move on?
Along with everything else I said I was going to finish by Christmas, there is a set of ornaments that were in one of the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazines, which is no longer published. This issue was January 2015. I like Barbara Anna's work. Some of her designs are just very cute. And these, I'm going to show you the piece that has them all together in a minute, but this is the first set that came out in the series of ornaments, and I'm going to probably do them this way. I like the individual ornaments because Deb's husband made us each a tree, which you've probably seen maybe once or twice in the background on the island, and it holds finished needlework or whatever you want to hang on it. And so I'd like to display a set like this. This is all of them stitched together as a sampler. And I have all of the magazines for all 9 ornaments. And so I think I'm going to do them as ornaments. And that, along with a couple of the Mill Hill kits, will probably be all the ornaments I tackle. Because what you haven't seen, I decided to hang on to until I finish them and show them to you then. What, about a dozen of the Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazine ornaments that I showed you earlier?
Yeah.
That aren't finished. They're
Well, the stitching
through with the stitching, but I
Mhm.
haven't turned them into an ornament. So I
Yeah.
thought, you know what? You'll get to see those when they are done. I won't show them to you now. This is something else that I said last time, that Deb sends me on a mission and I have all things printed, cross stitch. This will give you an idea of what we mean by that. This is the newest issue of Better Homes and Gardens, or is it Craftsway now? It's Craftsway. They switched over, but this is their newest book for this year. I like the looks of these reindeer, so I think I'll be stitching those reindeer at some point. And what I did was I just marked 2 pieces in each of these books that I brought, because I didn't want to spend too much time.
And they put
This
out
one.
one book a year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And they're all called A Cross Stitch Christmas.
Yep.
They're all amazing. Oh my
This
goodness.
is just the prettiest pillow. Can you see that, Deb? I'll turn it around in a minute.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
But it is so unique. And I love those sort of vintage ones that have sleds or lights, things like that.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I like it. And there was a truck in here,
These
too.
books are so worth it. There's so many things in there. It's not like you find one pattern that you like. There's so much in there.
And this particular book, I honestly only flipped through for the first time this week when I was looking for patterns I wanted to share. Gotta keep my eye on this.
Yeah. Books? What books?
Yeah, they look a little like this. This is a little whimsical. It's by Amy Brucken, but it would be cute if you still have children at home, or you have a space in your home. And I'm losing my markers. There they go. Every one of them out the side of the book. See if I can find
You need
those
those little
spots.
sticky note
You know,
thingies.
and I own them. I just left them in the drawer. I didn't think about grabbing them.
I love that one that's on the front cover, too.
Um,
It's pretty.
I'll have to look and see which one that is. See if I can find the other one I marked quickly.
Well,
Here we go.
oh,
There's
yeah, the
still
deer.
one. This one is an older magazine Deb and I liked, and then I'll show you the one with the ice skates. But that's very pretty. I probably would do something different than the purple, but I really like just the look of it. And then the one on the cover that Deb was talking about was the one I had marked in the middle.
That's pretty.
I really like that.
Yeah. And you said you can still get these books?
Yes, if you go to Hirschner's, any of these that were published, they have a section on their website where you can access older, previously released books. And I hate to say it, but if you are willing to wait, or you come after they're published, you get a lot better deal on them. I pay full price for these because I get one every year. I like this is a little bit Scandinavian looking, and I thought that was unique. And then this one I marked just because it's so quick, but it would be so pretty to put in your home as a decoration on a wreath. Reminds me a little of the Blackbird design stockings, the smaller, thinner ones. Reminded me of that when I saw it.
Oh,
And I
love that
really
one.
like this
I do
sampler.
too.
This
Very
is-
pretty.
And I like the colors. And that's all DMC. And then these are just different, and I thought they would be pretty to show.
Does this have anything to do with the magazine? Just Cross Stitch Magazine?
No,
It doesn't. Okay.
no. This
Okay.
is just separate publication by a company in Stevens Point. It's just, I thought these ornaments were different. And you could use any color scheme you wanted to on them. So,
Very pretty.
I think those were the ones I brought along. I think I have about, well, I have all of this particular publication that's been coming out every year. But then if you think back in time, if you've been stitching a long time, you'll remember the Leisure Arts books that were put out, seasonal Christmas books too, and I have those.
Yeah,
So,
I have a couple of those, I think.
Yep.
I only have one of these, but I plan on getting more.
okay. So what do you have for patterns?
Aw.
Oh,
Almost done with
gosh.
my jumbo candy cane.
Start
This
on mine.
one, I love this one. It's called Christmas Village.
Yes.
But it just says Sarah up there.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Sarah Garmani, and I think she's from Italy.
Okay.
But she has a website, and these patterns, we found this one at the Strawberry Basket.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they now have it at Salting Yarns now too.
Yeah. And it comes with the wooden buttons that you put on. I love that moose. I think he was so cool.
It's
We actually
printed.
saw this finished up on the wall, and it's just beautiful when it's finished. And the colors are very pretty. It's all DMC.
Stitched on
and
20 count.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to stitch it on. 20 count nougat. That's the color of it. So that'll be fun. I just love that little wooden moose button.
Yeah, and they're
So
laser
cute.
cut. They're really detailed.
Yeah, very pretty. And we actually at Salty Yarns saw other patterns, not Christmas ones, but the same, and they were beautiful. They were
Yep.
all very pretty.
Yep.
So the next one is a Hare's Christmas. This is Plum Street Sampler, and Jingle Jingle. That's the pattern. It's so cute. And when we, because you got the same fabric, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When we stitch this, we are actually going to stitch it on, it's a 16 count, it's Legacy. So it's going to be a larger pillow, but this is the color of it. It's very, very pretty. And
And Sally changed this up.
we are using Weeks Dye Works Pro Cotton number 5 to do it. So that'll give it a really cool look. They have a pillow in the shop that's displayed, and she used the Pro Cotton, right?
Yeah,
it's
she's-
beautiful.
yep.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty. So that'll be
In fact,
very cool when I get that.
she has a page
Very pretty.
of all of the changes that she did that we used to pick out the pearl cotton, and she
Very
talked
pretty.
about where she put it in there. It was really, evidently Sally likes to do pillows and make them differently than necessarily how they're done, and it's fun when she's done there. That, I think that's the explanation that goes with this.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Don't want to lose that.
Uh-uh.
All right. Here is another one. This is too cute. It's a Little House Needleworks, but it has the Raggedy Ann doll on there. That's cute. This one, Plum Street Sampler, Yuletide Shanty. And,
Can I show them one thing on this?
uh-huh.
If you look at how they do the sides of the drum, it's this whale that goes around the whole side. So the whale's swimming around the outside of the drum. I think that is so sweet.
Cool. This is Christmas Poinsettia Sampler, and this has Hardanger in it.
That's a Victoria sampler pattern, and she is so intricate. Her patterns, if you're a newbie to Hardanger, are very explicit, but they look like they would just not be easy to follow. But they're so detailed
Actually
that
comes
when you
with a
follow
thread pack.
them, they are very, very. They're not going to leave you wondering if you follow them step by step.
Shepherd's Bush. What is there a name for this one now?
It's her, what did she call that? These ornaments were issued in just Cross Stitch magazine. It's called 2,000 Years Ago, and it tells the story of the birth of Christ. And I've kept the magazine pages that augment it, so I have all of them plus the ones that's in the leaflet. So
Okay.
I haven't decided yet whether to do all of them in one long display or to do them as pillows.
And Stoney Creek Christmas Silhouette. Pretty. You could do this in so many different ways. Oh my goodness.
I haven't decided yet whether that would be pretty in like a variegated color, or maybe the reverse on a dark fabric with a lighter thread. But you'd lose the nighttime look, I think, if you did it that way, wouldn't you?
Yeah. That's really cool. You could omit this down here too, the words, and just do the houses in the sleigh. Pretty. I love this guy. He's Prairie Santa. He's on a cow. That is so cool. I love him. I would not stitch it on that color fabric. Just me. But oh, I think
I like the flannel shirt.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes. And the wheat coming out of the bag, and oh, that is so cool. I love that cow.
I wonder how many kids look out their window for Santa on a cow.
Yeah. He is so neat. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then this one is Twisted Oaks Design, Mary Noel. There's a humbug in there.
The neat thing about that is that the pattern, when you stitch it, that makes the chicken can be stitched and made into a sampler, just left lengthways, or you can fold it into that humbug's design.
And the Prairie Schooler, Oh Christmas Tree. Love these. These are so neat. I love that log cabin. I like them all. And then I like the one with the cow. And the birds.
We'll see.
That's 6 geese at 1, 2,
Right,
3, 4,
it is
5.
the 12 days of Christmas.
5 geese a lay, right? Oh, 8 maids a milking? Ah! What's this one then?
That's
What's
not
the
part
log
of it.
cabin? Oh.
I think you got the pipers and the drummers.
I don't know. But I like it. Pretty. And 12 Days of Christmas, Jim Shore. His colors are always so pretty. Very vivid. That one. These will be neat as just ornaments, separate ornaments also. Okay. And these from the Cricket collection, the Cross-Eyed Cricket. This one is cookies, sugar cookies. These are so cool.
And they're all done in DMC.
Yeah. Is it?
Mhm.
Nice. Grateful with that one. And then this one that says Christmas. These are fun to do. I did the autumn one. They're
That
really
is
fun.
so pretty. I haven't finished my autumn one.
And the Plum Street Sampler, the Hello Winter. I think we showed this when we got back from.
Oh yeah, when we
We
bought them
found
on our
this
retreat.
at. No, we got that at
Merchant
primitive.
Mall.
Yeah, the Merchant Mall.
Yep. You're right.
And drawn thread, Christmas baskets.
The Hello Winter was new. The Hello Spring was at Salty Yarns when we were there, but not the Hello Winter.
Okay. And Christmas Quaker bell pull. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is so pretty. And you wouldn't even have to make it Christmas. You could leave out the, Merry Christmas, and you could do those Quaker designs in any color scheme you wanted and just make a Quaker bell pull if you didn't want to do it as Christmas. And you could do so many different Christmas ornaments just out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful Quaker ornaments. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that one.
You know what else you could do, Deb?
What?
If you did that on a large count, you could make a table runner out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty
That'd be very
too.
pretty. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, very pretty. And then this one, I love this one. It's so pretty.
It is still by far the most unique sampler I think I've
is.
seen.
It is. What do I call it? Because it's in,
What did they call that?
I don't speak that language.
Something in September or in December.
Is that French?
Yeah.
Ah.
I should have translated it first, but I didn't.
Oh, well, we were showing it to you 'cause
Something
it's
about
awesome looking.
December.
Maybe there will be someone from France watching and they'll know. Isn't that awesome, though? The scenery. Oh, gosh, it is so pretty. And that sleigh at the bottom.
It reminds me of looking up the side of a mountain and watching this just kind of all
Yeah.
come down the hill.
Yeah. It's
Like
just
a
so
parade.
different. So pretty. Yeah, that is very, very cool. And it's all DMC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I
very
just
pretty.
haven't decided what fabric I want to stitch mine on.
Yeah. All right, so we showed you lots of different Christmas patterns. Probably everyone is in the mood now to stitch Christmas.
I am.
Yeah?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, is this for...
It's for you.
Aw, thanks.
We can't do Christmas and not have a Christmas
thanks.
present.
This is...
Remember, this was the monk's cloth I told you I thought I had at home that you might use for your proddy.
Thank you.
I don't know if it would be kind of
Cool.
cute if you had Christmas fabric.
Christmas, yeah.
And
yeah,
you had
and do Christmas
a red
colors.
background?
Yeah, that's true. Aw, thanks.
You're welcome. 3 guesses.
Oh, yeah. Sweet, thank you. I was wondering how long I had to wait. I was thinking, is it going to be for my birthday?
Because you didn't see it when I bought
yeah,
it. No.
Right, yeah. Oh. The barnyard Christmas. Yeah. That I wanted, and she's had and just been tormenting me with.
I told you you'd see it eventually, not to remember you saw it.
Oh, yes. I conveniently forgot.
One day you can conveniently stitch something
Nice.
up for Christmas.
Aw, sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Well,
We talked last video, I think, about some of the things we were going to be doing in the future, and one of them was your home tour.
yes.
And
Wait, my shoulder pads need adjusted.
square. We were going to do Deb's home tour a room at a time. So we're going to start with the craft room when we do the first room. But you had a couple other rooms that you were thinking you could do after that.
Yeah, and if you're interested, we were thinking you guys could choose. So maybe after the craft room, would you like to see either the loft area of the cabin, or would you like to see the master bedroom? And whatever the winning choice is, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, eventually you'll see it all anyway, but you get to
If
help
you want
pick.
to.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have to watch, but
Yeah.
I guarantee you'd enjoy it if you do.
So yeah, just let me know.
If you'll leave a comment about that. And then I have something I would like your help on. I was showing you things from my grandmother and my mom, and it's Christmas, and I ran across it again when I was preparing for the video. And this pattern is one I would like to finish as something that one of them started and I got to finish. But I do not know where the pattern came from, and I don't have it. All I had was this piece that they started. And I believe this was my mom's piece. So if anyone recognizes this piece, the saying is Jesus is the reason for the season, and you recognize it and you know what pattern it is, could you comment and tell me what the pattern is so I can track it down? And then I can finish this.
That'd be awesome.
I really appreciate it.
That'd be really
Yeah,
cool if somebody
I would
can
like
find
to.
that.
And I'm fortunate that this is DMC floss, so I know I
Oh,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely DMC. I mean, I could almost named colors here with the colors they chose. But I really appreciate the help on that. So
Very cool. Well, thanks for sticking with us.
Yes,
this
and
was
we
a long video. Sorry.
enjoyed our
Showed you
Christmas.
lots and lots. Yes, early Christmas.
So Merry Christmas in July. And
I get to finish my Oh, yeah.
so Merry Christmas, and as always, share the joy of needlework.
See ya.
Bye-bye.